Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to today's morning ramble. And today I want to share the only page from the Sid Banks book, The Missing Link, that I didn't like and I took personally. And it's page 61, and he says, "Many people would succeed in life if their ambitions weren't so above their abilities. Many who strive for the moon begin their journey by tripping over their own feet." And for some reason, I took that as a personal affront. Like, why shouldn't my ambitions be bigger than my abilities? Why shouldn't I dream big? And it's just spiritual stuff, rah, rah, rah. It's the level of discourse in my head, beautiful text, rah, rah, rah. But anyways, I've come to see in the last month that actually having our ambitions so far above our abilities does mess us up. But it messes us up. It doesn't mean we shouldn't have ambitions. It just means that when we turn those ambitions into expectations, we put a kind of a pressure on ourselves that we're not designed to thrive with. We're not designed to do well with. The most recent example for me has been the wake of George Floyd and the protests and the riots and everything. And in my head, I noticed that I immediately felt it was my job to fix all of it. Now, we could say, well, that's a noble ambition. And it is. And if I start judging and evaluating how I'm doing from a standing start, I'm gonna feel like a failure pretty quick, and I'm probably likely to give up in the opening sprint long before I get to the marathon. And I'll give you my favorite example. There was a movie about two Olympic skiers from the 1960s. I feel terrible. I don't remember the name of the real skier. It was Jill something, but she was played in the movie by Lindsay Wagner, the Bionic Woman. And in what happened was these two skiers were dating sort of the star of the male Olympic team, the star of the female Olympic team. And she had a terrible accident and was paralyzed from the neck down. And she went into rehab and gradually did recover some functioning. But there's a beautiful scene where for the first time her boyfriend comes to see her. And she's sitting in a chair next to a table with a bowl of potato chips and some flowers on it. And he comes in to go over to her, and she kind of shakes her head no, like to say, no, you wait there. And you can see, it's beautifully played, that he thinks she's going to get up and walk to him. And she reaches over, and with incredible care, and in my memory this scene goes on for like a minute, she reaches into the bowl of potato chips, and she's able to take out a single chip without breaking it. And you can see the pride on her face. You can see the excitement at what she's done. And then she looks over to him, and she can see his utter disappointment because he thought she was going to get up and walk to him. And then you see her crushed. And effectively, she gives up for a while before she bounces back and finds her way through. That metaphor is true for me. It's true for so many of us. If we let ourselves be, every little thing we do in a direction, we feel great about. We get excited about. We got one subscriber to our newsletter. We got one new customer for our business. Somebody wrote and said they liked what we did. We made a difference to that one. But then we almost get embarrassed because we look around at other people who seem to be doing so much more, and we shut ourselves down. We take ourselves out of the game because, well, right, again, the inside of my head version of rational discourse. So If you find yourself doing that, whether it's to do with what's going on in the current climate, or whether it's to do with your business, or whether it's to do with your life in general, I really encourage you to just put down your ambition, know where you're headed, but allow yourself to celebrate what you can do, to celebrate whatever progress you make, and to not prejudge and evaluate harshly against a distant metric. And you'll find yourself with so much more hope and so much more energy and so much more of a sense of possibility that will sustain you for the long haul. Because most things worth accomplishing are going to take a while. If you have any thoughts on this, if you have any experiences you want to share of this, please put them in the comments section below. Until then, have fun, learn heaps, and I'll talk with you soon.